You went to school, you got a degree, you got a well-paying job. Somehow you are still broke by the 20th. Why is that? You know, in this economy, having just one source of income is not a financial plan. In fact, it is a financial risk because prices are going up, your rent has gone up, food, fuel, airtime and data now cost like times God knows what of what it used to be. And what do you have to do? Your salary is not moving up. Your guy is not even losing sleep over it. But you are. What do? You start a side hustle. Not the one that would burn you out. It is not a desperate kind of hustle. It is actually a strategic kind of hustle. And that is what today's episode is about. My name is Peace Olatunjoye. And on this show, our goal is to break down money, mindset, and modern life without any of the boring bits. Stay with me on today's episode because you're about to learn how to manage a side hustle with your 9 to 5. Because honestly, who says you have to leave your job to be an entrepreneur? Stay with me till the end of this episode. Let's unravel some things together. Before we talk about the hustle or even about money, there's something I need to address first, and that is your mindset. Because the reason why several people never start a side business is not necessarily because they don't want to. Sometimes it's because of some installed mental block that is affecting them. Sometimes some people even start. They will start, but somewhere down the line, the business has packed up because they cannot manage both. And it's really not their fault. It's just because the script has been long installed before they came into the picture. In an average family, let's be realistic. Let me tell you what the cycle looks like. They tell you, oh, my child, you need to work hard. You need to go to school. You need to get good grades. You need to get a good paying company. You need to just get in there, maybe by scholarship. You know, you need to get that job that would give you the prestige. They even tell you it's for prestige and all of that. And they tell you, oh, when you get the job, all you need to do is to work hard, climb the career ladder, and finally you retire. Guess what? That script OT expire. Because if you follow that script in 2026, you'll be in for a serious issue. Because the smart people have started a side business since. That is not to say you're not smart. That is why you're listening to me today. The people that are emerging in this economy, in a 2026 kind of economy, is people I call the multi-hyphenate kind of people. Imagine a banker that has a brand consulting business on the side, or an engineer that sells solar solutions to households, or an accountant who is also a content creator. You know, these are people that they're not desperate. It's just because they understand that in this kind of economy, diversification is not only for investment portfolios, but also for income. And that diversification is very important because if you're not doing it, you're vulnerable. Do you understand? So that is the layer of economy that we are running in 2026. And I am here to call your attention to it, to be able to take advantage of this kind of situation. Let's talk about something real for a second. Do you know that in some professional circles, there is actually still stigma around side hustle? Oh, you didn't know? Now you know. Where people whisper to themselves and say, oh, why is she doing a side business? Is she struggling? Oh, why is she going to teach? Is it because she feels like she knows too much? Or they're like, oh, maybe her salary is actually not sufficient. Maybe that's why she's having to do all of these side things. Oh, she even opened the shop. Gossip. Guess what? Sure, it concerns you. What they don't know is that you understand wealth and the workings of wealth. And that is why you are doing what you're doing. Because all the guys we are all looking up to, Aliko, Dangote, Warren Buffett, all of those guys, they understand that having one source of income is not it. And multiple sources of income is actually the real deal in wealth building, right? So having a side hustle is not you failing. In fact, it is that you are building in places where others are sleeping. Do you get it? So apart from the shame that people actually bring forward, there's another thing that makes people never start a business or never advance, which is, should I tell you this one? It is people waiting for the perfect time, the perfect name, the perfect logo, the perfect branding, the perfect everything. They just want perfection without starting. So when you ask them, oh, so when do you, this is your platform that you talked about. When are you starting? Oh, I'm waiting to. But guess what? The human being that actually just got the idea and jumped on it, started 6 months ago, started rough, refined the process as it goes, has already gone into the market 6 months ahead of you and earning already. The market does not reward perfection. It actually just rewards present. So what are you waiting for? You're waiting to build your brand identity. Are you going to build it in the house? You're going to have to be in the marketplace. You know what they call pivot? You will pivot along the line. Shebi we just pivoted. Wait for it now. So you refine as you go. You don't wait for the perfect time. It is a trap. Perfection is actually a trap. Don't fall into it. So this month, as you're listening to me, start to think about it. What do you want to do on the side? Because you start rough, you refine as you go. Revenue would teach you what research would never teach you. Don't worry, when you start your hustle, come and tell me you now understand what I just said. Because let me leave you to understand it by yourself. So that would mean that you need to go and start. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. I think I've been able to convince you that you don't need to leave your 9 to 5 to be able to start off your own business or a side hustle. Also, you can ditch the shame and start something, and you don't need perfection to start. You can start from where you are. Now that mindset is set, we can now talk about money, real categories, real businesses, real side hustles that can actually help you to make some hoodie in this 2026. So let us talk about your earning capacity. You earn all your income in Naira, you spend in Naira, you are exposed, my dear. You are exposed to all the geopolitical issues and risk that Nigeria is facing because you are not aging. So one of the things you need to start considering in this year is your ability to earn in foreign currency. Even if it is just 30% of your income that is coming in foreign currency, it is helpful for you to hedge against all the chaos that is boxing our currency. So think about it. What platforms do you need to be on? Can you interpret a language? Can you develop? Are you a software developer? What are you? Don't just do it in Naira. Get a part of your hustle in foreign currency denominated transactions, and you to attract income now, attract US dollar. Put something in our foreign reserve for us now. You get the gist. Thank you. And you know the funniest thing is, people who don't judge this code since, actually because of the way dollars grown, Naira depreciation, everybody knows that, has happened over the course of the years. People that had their income or a part of their income in USD actually watched their income grow without having to do anything extra. So, do you want to keep laboring? Just find a space in where your passion lies and plug in, make the research, and get something doing in that space. Okay, so let's talk about some of the skills or the hustle that can actually make money for you. Category 1 is the AI Big Bang. They call it Big Bang Theory or the Nigeria oil boom. So let's call it AI oil boom. Honestly, this is like, you just hear AI. Everybody is talking about AI, but you are still sleeping on it. Businesses across Nigeria and the globe actually needs people to bridge the gap between some of their work and AI in the real sense of it. Some things you can do in that space could be workflow automation, data prompting, or even local language promptings, teachings, because the guys that built AI are non-Nigerians, right? And they need someone to train this AI in the local language, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. So anyone that you are very good at, why not look for opportunities in that area to help you actually make something? And guess what? You don't need to build AI. I don't know. Everybody just wants to build something. Build. You don't have to build. All you need to do is get the skill that nobody else have and charge for it. It's just that simple. There are some tasks that you would typically would have to pay for. Customer service, workflow, and all of that. And because you know how to do it, you just position yourself right there. Oh, I can run this CL model. Don't worry. I'll run it for you. Pay me 5M. And that's it. Do you get? No building, no rushing, no shouting, but cool cash. Do you see? The second category I'll be talking about today is knowledge monetization. The distance between what you know and what the next person or what the other person doesn't know is always income. I'm sure you don't believe me. But guess what? People still go to school every day, right? People write IELTS every day. People write WAEC, NECO, online certifications. Professional courses. Like, there's a lot of knowledge need out there. So why are you sitting in the house and not doing any of it? Record your knowledge. The only question you need to ask yourself in this case is, do I know this thing? Yes. Do I know this thing more than an average beginner? Yes. Already there is income, and all you need to do is put in the structure that helps you to earn while you are sleeping. Record the sessions, put it on an LMS, and let this thing start to work for you. Knowledge is power, so they say. I am telling you, knowledge is income. So put it to use. And they call something one thing, they'll say, what's that thing they call it? What's that thing you people always call it? Because I cannot relate. Is it imposter syndrome you people call that thing? That's why you are still sitting down in your house. Because you think you don't know enough. You are still waiting for perfection. You see that perfection trap. That is what is holding you back. That is why you feel like, is it enough? Do I know? Yes, you know, my dear. You have knowledge. Convert it to income. Category 3 is content that converts. Short form videos is about one of the viral ways that people are driving sales currently across the globe. And Nigerian brands are not left out. So what are you doing? There is UGC content creation, there is social media management, there is copywriting, there is video editing. Like, there are a lot of skills that you can learn in weeks and monetize in months. Okay, let's take an average social media manager as an illustration here. They charge an average of 50K to 200K, right? Per month. Imagine that this person works for 5 brands simultaneously. How much would be made by month end? See, it is not that there is no work. And the people that don't even have any employment at all are not even taking advantage. But you, at least you have an employment. Add to it to your virtue. Add some sprinklings on top of it. Do you get? Let's talk about the next one. I call it the diaspora play. You know that jackpot wave that happened that year? That we're all saying, oh, everybody don't jackpot. Guess what? That jackpot actually created an opportunity in the homeland. Ask me what it is. You know that when you go to Canada, or if you travel to Antarctica, for instance, you will not see egusi, ogbono, even pepper you will look for, you will not find. So people out there are craving home, they just want to eat. I feel like eating ogbono right now, but guess what? It's not available. But the smart Nigerians that can actually do their packaging have actually plugged into this regions. And why? Because they are able to see opportunities. So look for what you want to refine. Yeah, in Abuja, you see that your kilishi, package it, ogbono, palm oil, pepper. Find a way of refining these things. Package it, export it, and earn. And guess what? People that have actually plugged into this space are earning the kind of money that makes a banker jealous. So what are you waiting for? You see, I'm giving you real tips here right now. I'm not telling you these things to fund the lifestyle. Like, I'm not telling you to go and do side hustle because I want you to come and wear Versace. That's not the gist here. Why I'm telling you to do all of this is to fund investment, not a lifestyle. Because the discipline that separates hustlers who are just busy from hustlers who actually get rich is what we're about to talk about. So choose where you want to belong. Because when that extra money starts to flow in, the temptation is real, oh, my brother. You just want to pay yourself. You No, not this kind of paying yourself. You want to upgrade your phone. This my phone don't old, sha. Phone where you don't dey use since. Or you want to just upgrade where you live. I should not be found in this environment anymore. Yes, it's okay if you do it once in a while, if you just try to like reward yourself, but that is not the core of the conversations today. Smart professionals that have side hustles actually use the proceed to then maybe do dollar investments because now they earn in dollars. They buy extra stocks here and there. They do mutual funds. They have investments. They buy real estate and all of that. Because that is now where the proceed that, is a different thing. You call just continue to do it. And that's why you say, oh, but people run this kind of side of business, even as main businesses, and they are not really making it. Yes, the difference between you and them is that your income that you have as a 9 to 5er and the level of exposure and understanding that you have is actually to help you build this side hustle into a third leg that becomes a passive income where you no longer have to think before money comes. Because for the people that do it as their main hustle, they have 5 children. They need to continue to do it. That's real hustle. But you see this one I'm telling you about is just side hustle. It's soft work. It is not burnout. It is strategic. It is not something you are just doing for the sake of it. Do you understand? Before I close today, there's something we actually need to talk about. And, it's that silent burnout. Okay, so let's imagine that you live in Lagos and, you're actually trying to do the hustle because, of course, Lagos thrives on hustle. And, sometimes you'd look at people and you're like, oh, this Instagram feed looks really nice. But guess what? That human being is actually on his bed staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. because you're like, God, I'm just exhausted. I'm just tired. Let me say it like one of my family friends' daughter would say it when I was growing up. She said, oh, mommy, I'm just tired. And I'm like, you're still a baby. Oh. Well, honestly, it's a silent burnout nobody's talking about. So let's talk about how do we create this balance. Let's take Ifeoluwa, for instance. Ifeoluwa is 29 years old. She's my friend. She works in the bank. She does baking over the weekend. She has brands that she does consultation for. Remember that banker that is also a brand consultant. But guess what? Because she does weekday, weekend, Sunday, Saturday, she's just everywhere. She has not had time to take a single time off in the last, let me say 2-3 years now. And yeah, on paper, she looks successful. In fact, when she tells people, oh, I can't come to church today, I'm actually very busy. And all of those things, you can relate, Abby. I know. Yeah, she looks successful on paper. But in her body, how does she feel? She feels exhausted, tired, and worn out. So I don't want that to be you. Yes, you need to earn income, but we need to find a balance. So that balance we're looking for, I'll give you 3 rules of side hustling. I've had people ask me many times to say, how are you able to run all of these things that you run? If you know how many things I run, right? Not conversation for today. But let me tell you 3 rules that would help you. One is one hustle at a time. See, jack of all trades, now still master of none, last. Abi? You already have your 9 to 5. So you see that my friend I told you about just a couple of minutes ago. She has a 9 to 5. Banking work is already exhaustive as it is, like in itself. If you've ever worked in a bank, you can bear me witness. You can drop it in the comment section. I've worked in a bank, so I understand what I'm talking about. Now, she has a baking business. This is not a baking business that people help her to knead and roll, or she buys ready-made rolled spring roll. Some of us, we like shortcuts. You just buy the ready-made thing and fry it to your taste. But my friend likes, that perfection thing I told you about. That's her. She will knead it herself, or she wants to put the right measurements. She wants to see everything as it is happening. So even if you say, if I can't help you, she'll say, no, hey, I've got this covered. It has to have this original taste, original this. Okay. And I'll look at her and say, okay, fine. So she'll not do the work, do the work, weekend, everything. Now, she's also a brand consultant. What does brand consulting mean? It means that you need to help people think about how their brand will come alive, how it can evoke a presence. So she's thinking about logo, she's thinking about colors, she's thinking about a whole lot of things like mood board. She has this whole setup on her system where she's just thinking. So that's how many hustle. Auntie, only you have two more side hustles running concurrently. So honestly, to avoid burnout, you need to think about it one hustle at a time, except it is a kind of hustle that doesn't really involve you. And many times, see, we have trust issues in Nigeria. Let's not lie to ourselves. Before you can commit something to the third person and be sure that you can go to sleep, even in the workplace, we know how it has to be. Do you get? So, but as much as possible, when you are choosing the one you want to choose after this podcast, you're going to think about it. Which of these can I run concurrently without being burned out? So one hustle at a time rule actually works for you. A single stream done well actually beats 5 streams done in shoddy ways. Do you understand? You pick one, you refine it, you get very used to it and move on to the next one, especially if you're just starting. The number 2 rule is that your 9 to 5 is your investor, not your enemy. Your salary is your capital. You deploy it to sustain you while you build other things. I've seen young professionals just burn bridges before they build anything. No, it doesn't work that way. You do not burn the bridges before you get yours built, so that you're not just everywhere. So before you make that leap, be sure that you have built or completely built your own bridge. The 3rd rule I'll be giving you today is very important, and it is protect your energy like it is money, because it is. You see, this energy, your focus, your mental power, your emotional bandwidth, you are supposed to protect it like your life depends on it. See, when you have people around you that are draining you emotionally, or you use all of these things, your focus, your emotional bandwidth, and your creative energy, you exhaust it on your 9 to 5. I'm not saying don't give your best. It is that you just need to understand that you need to be able to first identify how you function as a person. Assign time blocks to everything you need to do. And when you have people around you that are draining you emotionally, Oga, I don't know what to tell you to do about it, but honestly, if I'm to advise you, I'll say remove them. I didn't mean that literally. Remove yourself from the situation as much as possible. You know, I was telling myself recently, I said, it's like I'm building my listening skills. Something is helping me to build my listening skills very well. Because honestly, instead of getting, I just listen attentively without zoning out. No, before I used to zone out. No, I won't zone out. I'll listen and understand you. I'll empathize with you. And when I'm done, I'll just still tell you, oh, but this is what I think we should do. Emotional intelligence. Don't worry, we're getting there. You know, honestly, you need to protect yourself because your life depends on it. Rule number 1 again, one hustle at a time. Rule number 2, your 9 to 5 is your investor, not your enemy. Rule number 3, protect your energy like your life depends on it, because yes, it really does. As we close, here is the image I want you to have in your mind. I'm sure you're thinking that guy on Instagram that wants to flex, no. Or somebody that has multiple streams of income or 100 streams of income but 0 sleep, no. Or that 22-year-old guy that made 1 million or that says he made 1 million and now wants to sell you a course about it. No, that's not what this is about. This is about you earning money on your 9 to 5, having one side also that earns consistently, taking both a portion of your income on your 9 to 5 and your side also concurrently into other assets, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, dollar investments, real estate. There are real estate investments, hope you know. Anyway, we'll get to that. And all of the other things. And then, you're just building. And you know that 1 month away, you're freer than you were last month. Because you are seeing how you have grown over the period of time. That is not stress. That is wealth in motion because it is growth. Do you get it? And just so you know, side hustle is not a trend. It's not a bad thing. It is that it has become financially important that you have it. So if you say, oh, I'm just a sales guy for a company, why are you not having multiple outlets where you can deploy your talents? Very important. The people who are the smartest are really not the people who also the hardest. They are just people who have understood how wealth really works and have deployed it to their advantage. If you want a community that would handhold you and guide you through some of those things I have mentioned, is the reason we have the Stealth Wealth Network. Real tools, real experiences, practical guidance, and financial education. Till I see you in the next episode, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye!